Hello, everyone. My name is Roshan, and I'm continuing this series where I invite strangers to talk about their English journey and how they are learning this language. But today's guest is not a stranger. We have been in touch for about 6 or 7 months. I remember having my first or second conversation with her. She's a lovely lady. Her name is Sheila. And Sheila, ma'am, please introduce yourself before we continue this session.
Thank you, Roshan. And before that, I must congratulate you for your successful journey. I don't think I miss any of your videos.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
as much as possible, I try to even put in a comment. I know
Yeah,
that, it means
mhm,
a lot to all of us when we are
true.
appreciated. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I feel you are very mature for your age. So,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
This is Sheila. I am located in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and by profession, I am a Hindi trainer. I teach Hindi language to all age groups, both written as well as spoken Hindi. Some come in only for spoken, and some come in for both spoken as well as written Hindi. So, this is
Cool.
about me. Yeah.
hmm as this conversation is going to be about language learning, you are a language teacher. Also learning and teaching English on the internet. So tell me about your experience of being from South India, where Hindi is not really popular, and teaching Hindi there.
Oh, it's been a great experience. Why? Because by
Mm.
nature, I love challenges. So, this is
Mm.
a challenging task. Teaching
Yeah,
anything is a challenge.
true.
This is a challenging task. And it also fulfills my, like it gives me satisfaction when I am
hmm
able to teach, and that to teaching a language. That's really
Yeah,
wonderful. And when
true.
people, when it shows on their face, that's the
Mm.
reward that we get when they come back to
Exactly.
us. Or when we meet somebody somewhere, they will, acknowledge, saying, "Ma'am, I
Yeah,
came to you for Hindi, remember?" So I feel that
yeah.
that is my biggest award.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it has its own challenges, of course, because there is a lot of mental exertion. We need to, like keep repeating ourselves because they don't understand sometimes that easily as it is not their native language. So we have to be
hmm
patient. They have to be patient. But that's where
Yeah.
the challenge lies. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I am from Bihar, so I don't have many students from Bihar, but I was working in a school, so I understand this problem where English is not their native language. So you have to be really patient, like all the time. You cannot get angry, otherwise, you lose that connection. So, ma'am, tell me your methods of teaching. I guess your mode of teaching is online,
Online as well as offline. I started
offline.
off with offline. Yeah. Only
Hmm.
post COVID online picked up.
Yeah.
So even now, I have my old students or students who are referred by old students who come to my house. My method of teaching is it is like I try to act as a facilitator. Facilitator in
Okay.
the sense I teach them and I tell them
Hmm.
not to mug up anything.
Yeah.
When I tell them whatever is important, they can note down or write down and
Hmm.
then keep it in mind, learn the concept and try to apply it so
Hmm.
that they feel that kind of independence. It's like I keep telling that it's like maths formula. You learn the formula and then you apply the formula for wherever that's whichever sum
Hmm.
requires which formula you apply that. That's it.
Okay.
So then what will happen is if you know the concept, then there won't be any hand holding required. Even if you are like out on your own, like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. You can do that on your own and be independent. So that brings in that confidence that even though I know only 5 sentences, I know those
Hmm.
5 sentences correctly, pakka. That is more
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yes, I think self-analyzation is important. Like where you are an adult, language learning, I believe, is easier. Like people think that where you are an adult, your learning becomes slower. But I think with the help of technology and with the help we get from our teachers, we are able to analyze our problems and we can work on that ourselves. Don't you think
That
so?
is there. That is there. But I
Hmm.
feel that the effort required is more
Yeah,
than when
true.
we were a kid. Than when we were a kid.
Like we learn naturally as a kid, but now there is self-analyzation part when you are an
Correct.
adult. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, ma'am. Tell me the role of grammar. Like, do you teach grammar, Hindi grammar, or it is just more of conversational thing?
No. I start off with grammar, the basic grammar.
Hmm.
That is like I start off with, like one letter word, two letter words, three letter words, their
Hmm.
pronunciation. and then
Yes.
sentence formation, and then imperative,
Yes.
and then
Mm-hmm.
present. In the present tense, I deal with simple present, present continuous, and then go to what do you call it? Adjectives, pronouns,
Mm-hmm.
their usage, and then number, gender,
Yeah.
and then I come to say future, and
Mm.
past tense is at the last because it is a little bit tough for them, so I
Mm.
keep it at the last. And I feel that if the present tense, at least 60% is in your pocket, like
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of converse, though not, you can't give a speech, but you can manage.
Can manage. True.
Yeah.
And the myth about grammar on the internet, people neglect it, especially if you see the young community of English speakers, they think that grammar is not important. So, what will you tell them? Like, how important is grammar, especially when you want to become good speaker or you want to speak correctly?
Yeah. See, be it English or Hindi, both are language after all. Basic grammar is important. Grammar means what do you consider grammar? The basic grammar is very important,
True.
isn't it? Because at least till tense, you should know the tense because the whole tense is the backbone on
Mm.
which the sentences stand. If you don't know the tense, suppose I'm speaking present tense, I want to tell you something in present tense, I am using the wrong tense, how will the other person understand?
Yeah, your
Isn't
message
it?
will be
Because
not
after all,
conveyed.
language is for communication. You should get me right.
Mm.
If the meaning
Hmm.
is lost somewhere, then what is the use of communicating?
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So the basic
Talk to
basic
Yeah,
grammar is
basic
required.
grammar is important. Of course, you don't have to crack a government exam to solve a lot of errors. Just go with basics, learn parts of speech, tenses, and you are good to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, tell me about your methods over the time. How has it evolved? Like when you started teaching and now, like over this journey, how has your method changed?
Along the way, even I am learning. So I am also, like trimming and adjusting my content,
Yeah.
the way I my teaching style as per,
Mm-hmm.
days or years are going by. So it
Mm-hmm.
is a learning for me also. So now children require less of hand holding and more of facilitating
Yeah.
because they are smart enough. They are smart
Mm-hmm.
enough. And earlier the children were, like they used to come to me with an empty mind so that I can put in something in their mind. But now children are already knowledgeable. They
Yes.
feel that, yeah, they feel, and they have their own children ego and everything at this age itself because they
Mm-hmm.
are very clear, very focused compared to the children of earlier years. So based on that, they are smarter nowadays. So my technique also should be smarter to
Exactly.
like to cater to them. Yeah, yeah. And they need appreciation at every single step, which was not the case earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, if I tell them do this, you have to finish it off, they will sit, finish it off. But now I have to keep telling them just 2 minutes. Yeah, very good. Now 5 more minutes. Yeah, that's it. Ah, very good. Well done. So need that, more of that.
They need to be pampered these days.
Yeah.
Uh, I think technology has played very crucial role. Like the help we get, even if we don't have teachers, we go home, we have YouTube, now Chat GPT. So how do you use AI in terms of, making your notes, conducting your classes? Do you take help of it?
Frankly speaking, no,
Hmm.
not
No,
yet, not yet,
not
not
yet.
yet,
Hmm.
not yet, not yet. So I have yet to explore that because I already
Hmm.
have so much in my plate that
Yeah.
I don't have the what do you call it? I don't have, and maybe since I belong to an earlier generation, maybe I'm slow to adapt to it. That also
Yeah.
may be the reason.
No, no, no. I mean, people are using AI these days a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
traditional method is also cool. I
yeah.
think yesterday I was talking to a guy about handwriting. Like earlier, we used to write a lot of notes. I belong to that era, which I have experienced both of the things. I have written by hand. Now I'm typing things. So we even though it was time consuming, we were learning things at time like simultaneously. But with typing, you lose that touch. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. Yes, yes, exactly. Nowadays,
Hmm.
people don't know how to write.
Yeah, they feel bored all the time.
And yeah, and it is like, no, why should I take that much of pain? Nowadays,
Hmm.
smart thinking, smart studying, saving your time, they consider us that these are old fashioned. No, there are so many ways. Why do I need to torture myself like this? Doesn't make
Mhm.
sense. That is what, like,
Yeah.
is there? Yeah,
Mhm.
opinion. But I feel that writing is a therapy for me.
Mhm.
Every day I write, see, every day. I have so many papers and papers, all one side papers.
Mhm.
So many, because that gives me a sense of happiness. When I put words on paper with my own pencil or pen, it gives me happiness.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
also belong to that romantic kind of person who likes to write. But again, with a lot of work, we forget to sit down. Especially me, I always forget to write down things.
It happens.
I,
It
I, uh,
happens.
but I'm trying. Like I keep a notebook always with me. Apart from my laptop, I do write things there. So, ma'am, we always talk about reading in our personal conversations, and you are fond of reading. So tell me the role of reading to learn a language, how important it is to have this habit, and how was your experience when you were learning this language?
I will say that it is all in all, at least in my opinion, because I belong to that era. I started off, I would have told you earlier also, I started off reading at the age of 10.
Okay.
That too, the reason why was teacher. My English
Hmm.
teacher was excellent because teachers do play a very influential role.
True.
Yeah, I believe in that. My English teacher was excellent, means excellent. So, like she used to teach us in a way which we didn't have to come home and read at all, because
Hmm.
straight in your mind, and then you can write it on your exam day. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how she taught us. And she used to make us understand with the help of clues and questions how to remember. I still
Hmm.
remember she was teaching us Shakespeare, and she said
Okay.
Shakespeare's wife's name is Annie Hathaway. Okay.
Okay.
So she said, how do we remember? Annie was a stubborn lady. She had her
Hmm.
own way. So from
Hmm.
she had her own way, remember that it is Annie Hathaway.
Yeah.
So till
And
date, it's been so many
hmm.
years. I haven't
Hmm.
forgotten it.
Yeah.
So it's
She must have
the
been a great
lecture.
storyteller,
Yeah,
your teacher.
yeah, yeah. And she encouraged us to read. And she used to suggest us books. I started off typically as any 10-year-old, all those detective stories, small short stories for children,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
Enid Blyton series, Famous Five, famous, Secret Seven. It was like joy at those days. We didn't have anything else, but mind you,
Hmm.
today you have so many distractions. Back then, we didn't
Exactly.
have any distraction. Yeah. And
And
books were costly. For me,
still they
books
are.
were luxury.
Still they are. Yeah, but they are more accessible nowadays. We can read it on our screen. We can pirate them. But I can imagine earlier they must
Yeah.
have been really expensive.
And I really had to, I had to, my mother was like, I belong to a normal middle class family. So my
Mm.
mother knew the importance of studying and, education and everything. But like when it comes to reading, what would she do? No? She had to manage the household, the finance somehow. So for me,
Mhm.
get money from her for reading was a real challenge.
Yeah,
To
I
buy a
understand.
book, yeah.
Mhm.
So whoever had a book, I used to, like envy them. I said,
Mhm.
wow, their life is like really, oh wow, they are having a.
They are
It
the
was a
richest
memory.
guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Then I came. I used to come for holidays to Chennai to my cousin's house.
Mhm.
There I saw they had a big almirah full of books. Their father, my uncle,
Mhm.
had built a
Mhm.
house, and he had a separate room, a separate big almirah for
Mhm.
books. Those sliding doors, you slide those, doors of the almirah, and then there were so many comics, so many books. I thought, oh God, Swarg is here.
True.
I used to go, I used to go to the
Mm.
house, sit, under that, just below that almirah, and spend hours. And that
Yeah.
uncle was fascinated. He said that I have made it for my children. None of my children come to this room. You are always here. So
Mhm.
those are memories. Those are memories. That time I thought, God, I will make myself worthy that I'm able to buy books for
Five
myself.
books. That's our inspiration, right? I
Yeah.
totally relate with you. I also come from a lower middle class family. My mother has never gone to school. So she always encouraged me, Roshan, you have to read, study. But when she realized that I was buying a lot of Champak, Balhans, those children books, magazines, she realized that this guy is not studying. He's just entertainment thing. So she stopped giving me pocket money for a time. I was really sad, but I found out my neighbors have I have nice neighbors. So they used to lend me their books, their comics. And again, I also had a similar uncle. I went to his house and you won't believe how happy I was. Like they gave me three books to read and I told them, can I have more? I still remember how I was begging them, please give me more books. And they told me, first finish this, then we will give you more. It just and I guess because of those memories, I'm able to read for entertainment. How about now? Like with your busy life, are you able to read for entertainment these days?
No, I think I have fulfilled my quota in my childhood. I think knowing well that I will not get time now. But now what I do is whenever I get to see a good book or
Hmm.
some the gist of it, I see
Yeah.
like yeah, I sit and read that. One whole
Hmm.
book I'm not able to dedicate time, but I will get
Hmm.
the essence of it from that 15 points, key points from that book. So I
Yes.
feel that way at least something I will know about that book. And not only
Hmm.
that, I share it to who all people I think who will
Hmm.
like this. I'll
True.
tell them, if you like it,
Hmm.
read, or else ignore and delete. I don't have any problem.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I think I like collecting books. Whatever I'm earning these days, I try to save and invest in books. Tell me about your first experience of buying a book. Do you remember it? Like going to a
yeah,
bookshop?
yeah. My first experience of buying a book was, I think it was an Enid Blyton book. It was a series, a
Hmm.
Secret Seven series, which I
Okay.
had to, like fight with my mother, argue with her so
Hmm.
much. But then luckily, my father was always, on my side.
Hmm.
So I told her that I will not ask you dress for my birthday. I don't want any of
Yeah.
that, but I want the book.
Give me books.
Yeah, in where I lived, I had to
Yes.
order books, and it will take
Hmm.
7 days for the books to reach
Hmm.
my place. So I used to
Yeah.
keep counting. Today is day one, tomorrow is day two, then day
They
three.
too. Yes.
Yeah. Once the book comes, one day I will
Hmm.
not open it. I'll feel as though I've got some khajana in my hand. I'll feel,
Let's
I'll
save
see,
it.
I will not let anybody touch it. It was like,
Hmm.
the most valuable thing that I possessed at that time.
Hmm.
So, and I saw to it that I put in that same habit in my son also. Because when you read automatically, your child also sees it and, gets into that
Yeah.
habit. But,
True.
there are two books, Roshan, which have had a great impact in my life. Great in the sense that transformed me as a person.
Okay.
One of them is The Power of Positive Thinking
Hmm.
by Norman Vincent Peale. That
Okay.
it worked magic, and it came to me at a time when I needed it the most. It was as though God
Hmm.
sent it. It was like a God sent to me because
Cool.
somewhere in 2000, I'm talking about 2000, I was literally, like I felt that my life is going nowhere, rock bottom. I have
Hmm.
felt. Now I don't know
Hmm.
from here. I am working and everything, but just like a robo on autopilot.
Okay.
You know
Hmm.
that liveliness is not there. That
Hmm.
spirit is not there. That time when I was traveling, there was a train journey I had to take from Chennai to Sholapur. I still remember it. It's very vivid in my mind. And it was a around 1.5 days journey. Nice, two tire AC sleeper. So that time I had taken this book along with me. And when I read it, it was as though somebody was, like they had kept my life open in front of me in the form of a book. It was
Okay.
like
Hmm.
medicine for me, medicine. From then
Yeah.
on, I was a transformed person,
I understand
totally
that
transformed
magic.
person.
Like sometimes books literally talk to us. It feels
Yes,
like
yes,
these words are written for us. This author is talking to me.
yes. So that is what I'm following today in my life.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Then I
And
started
what
practicing those
positive thinking?
positive thinking. And he talked about mindset, which, I caught on to. So today my
Yeah.
guru mantra is make your mindset sahi, everything else will follow.
Yeah.
That is my guru mantra today. Because mindset is everything. The way
I
you
struggle
think.
with that. I struggle with mindset and positivity, but we'll talk about it in a moment. What about the second book? Can you
Second
mention
book,
that one?
yeah, yeah. The second book is also when I was working. I was in a job where I was actually misfit as per my personality.
Okay.
It required a lot of extrovertism. I was an introvert,
Mm-hmm.
but I needed that job because I had to. I couldn't quit that job. So the need of the hour was change
Yeah.
yourself, learn that skill. So then my boss gifted me that book. It is The Introvert Advantage.
Introverted
It's
one.
called as
Okay.
The Introvert
Mm-hmm.
Advantage. It's such a lovely book.
Mm-hmm.
It has chapters and exercises, so it's really engaging. You not only read,
Mm-hmm.
you also do those exercises, and then you
Yeah.
find where you fare, where you
Mm-hmm.
stand. So chapter by chapter, you read, and then you come to know that you are improving. So the advantage of introvertism. I used to think that introvert means, oh, it's something bad. Like, oh, this is not good. I shouldn't be like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned the strengths of introvertism.
I
What
think a
does
lot of
introvert?
people can from this generation, a lot of people can relate with you and also me. I'm also an introvert, and I think YouTube is a great way for me to express my ideas, my views. And I
Mm,
think you mentioned that book, and recently I watched a short video where a writer was talking about how we should not let our this habit of being introvert influence our success in life. For example, we can act as a character. Like, I know that I don't enjoy being among people. I'm not able to express my ideas. But if it is required for my job for 1 hour, for 5 hours, at least I can play that character. It's difficult, but it's important for my job. It's important for my life.
difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, true, true.
A lot of
All right,
practice.
ma'am. I will not take your much time. Last question before we wrap this
Yeah.
up. Any suggestions for language learners, how they can improve their English or any language they are learning?
Yeah. See, the basic things already we know: reading, writing. Apart from
Hmm.
all that, believe in yourself. Look
Yes.
for what are the positives that you have.
Hmm.
And then build on from there. And look at your negatives. Plug your negatives. Work on that.
Hmm.
Gain confidence. Keep speaking. Be in
Yeah,
touch.
true.
Surround
Hmm.
yourself. Fully immerse
Hmm.
yourself. Don't look
Yes.
for results. Results will follow.
Yeah.
Don't look. It's not like, like you having a medicine and then looking, oh, is the fever gone? It's not like that.
Not like
Keep
that,
doing.
true.
Yeah, the
Yes.
result will automatically, it will happen.
Hmm. It
Keep
takes
putting in
time.
your, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it
And
takes
if
time.
anyone who wants to learn Hindi from you, do you have any contact that you want to share? How can they reach out to you?
Mm, yeah, my mail ID.
Hmm. I'll mention your mail ID. And
Yeah,
if
sure, sure.
anyone who
My
is,
mail ID. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
all right then. And if anyone who is looking to learn English, you can reach out to me. And for Hindi, you can reach out to
Sure,
Sheila,
sure,
ma'am.
sure, sure,
All right.
sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you
Before
so
that,
much for your
Roshan, one
time.
question.
Yeah.
Just one question. What is your, among all the books that you have read, which is your all-time favorite? I know it's
See,
difficult.
it's a difficult question, and I read a lot, mostly fiction. So what happens whenever I'm reading a fictional book, that book becomes my favorite for time being. Then I read the second one. But currently, I'm reading this series called The Stormlight Archive, and believe me, guys, the series is really long, but it has become one of my favorite series of all time. But talking about impact, I gifted you that book, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. This book has great impact on me. I think I also try to improve my life regularly, try to think positively, but this is life. So that book has great impact on me, the way I think, the way I talk to people, the way I just normally lead my life. I think that's a great book. So
Yeah, yeah, true,
yeah,
true. Yeah,
The Prophet.
yeah,
We will
right.
definitely meet and
Sure.
with more planned question and
Yeah,
about books.
yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you, ma'am.
yeah.
Yeah. See
Okay,
you.
bye, bye.